Hi everyone, Chris here from Cards.n.Colors. Today I'd like to do a comparison between two different versions of the Thoth tarot. This one on the right, the green one, is the most commonly known version from US games, the large size. And on the left we have the golden box edition from Urania, A.G. Müller, and copyrighted by the Order Templi Orientis, OTO. And this version, unfortunately, is only available in German language because there is some copyright issues, legal issues going on between OTO, H.G. Müller, and US Games. If I'm not mistaken, US Games holds the copyrights for the English or international version of the Thoth tarot in the English-speaking countries. And so this one is officially only available in German or in a German language version, but if you know the Thoth, it's not that big of a deal because you know your cards and, well, the language doesn't matter that much. But I just wanted to show you that this one, in my opinion, is a superior one, and the quality of the images is improved, though some people say that the US Games version has more intense colors and that really stand out, a bit psychedelic colors even. But when you compare it to this newly photographed pictures, you can really see that there are very fine differences, nuances even, and I will have a look at that and maybe I can convince in a way some of the English speaking people or people from all over the world to get this gold edition if you are a fan of the Thoth tarot or interested in hermetic, esoteric tarot. Yeah. So first of all, one major difference, of course, is the packaging. Here we have a tuck box, paper, and here in this golden Thoth German edition, you get a sturdy box even here in gold with the High Priestess on it. I think it's beautiful. And with this golden version, you also get a very nicely done small book. But, wow, almost 150 pages with a lot of stuff and text from Crowley and Frieda Harris, in German, of course. So, but honestly, all the information here in this book you can also find online in English. So it's nice to have, but not necessary. So let's come to the cards. The German Gold Edition Thoth is only available in a poker size. So there is no large version like US Games, and I only have the US Games large version here. So maybe it's a bit unfair to compare these twos because one is very large and one is smaller. Except for this poker-sized version, there's an even smaller version of the German gold box Thoth, almost the size of a box of matches, maybe. Well, very small. But let's have a look at these cards. We will compare them. I won't describe all the cards in detail because this is not a what is Thoth tarot analysis, walkthrough, review, whatever. It's more of a comparison. And yeah, so when there are major differences in the coloration or in the clarity of the picture, yeah, we will get to that and I will describe that, of course. And cards that are very, very similar, we won't spend too much time on them. So what you see here is, oh, we got a visitor here, a wasp. Well, it's still summer. This version here has a very non-obtrusive golden border. Here is no border at all. I like that there's no border. But if you compare these two, you can directly see in the rows in the middle of the cross the difference. Here in the golden Thoth version, the lines almost look golden, almost metallic in a way. Here they do not. They're a bit dull. By the way, this is not a US Games version bashing or whatever, dissing. I'm just comparing these two, and this one is great in its own right because of the size and whatnot. But you can also see here the green. This green has more power, more lushness to it. This green again is a bit dull compared to this. And what you can maybe see is the way the backs are cut. So here we get this rusty red triangle in a way with the caduceus. We get that too here, but then you can see the two darker fields with the cups and this one, which are missing here. So you can already see that these images are in a way stretched, enlarged, while these are the original proportions of the paintings by Frida Harris. And another thing you can clearly see here is in this version the fields with the discs really show a dark blue-green, and here it's almost like black. You can't really see a difference. So much for the backs of the deck. Let's start with the Fool. The cards are in the order of Crowley's Book of Thoth, the way he mentions the cards in his Book of Thoth. And what you can see here is a lot of things. So first of all, you will notice when we go through the cards that in this golden Thoth box, the picture and the frame around the picture, it fits seamlessly. Here you very often get another border inside of the border. Let's see, for example, there's some examples here, for example. There's a very big border inside of the border, and you won't find that in this version. The pictures always fit in perfectly into the border. Then the border in the US Games version is dark, grayish. The border in the Golden Thoth German edition is a bit more non-obtrusive. It's pale, it's a bit more in the background, and I like that. Then what you can see here is the border outside of the painted border is bigger in the US Games version. Here it seems to be, fitting. And this text field above, where you get the numbers, the Roman numerals for the trumps and the Arabic numerals for the minor or pip cards, you can see that in the original frame or border painted by Frida Harris, this was a circle, and it is now in the golden box German Thoth again, which makes it sometimes hard to fit in the Roman numerals here, but it makes it non-obtrusive again. While here in the US Games version, and also the version in the dark blue box from Belgium, I think, or Switzerland, which has more intense colors than this US Games version, but this field is always stretched. And this is how it should have looked, or how it's now looking, and how Frida Harris and Crowley intended it to be, we guess. So what you can directly see here in the Fool is the green is much lusher in this version, in the German Thoth version, in the golden box version. Yeah, this is a bit paler. The crocodile, for example, here is very pale. And here it's very green. There's even a bit of violet or blue here around the eye, as you can see. And in the German Golden Box edition, the eye is yellow. Well, there is a slight hint at violet, but it feels and looks much more naturalistic. The Magician. So here you get you can see that these colors are in a way different. Overall it's blue and yellow, of course, but here in the Golden Box version you see here is a lilac lavender tone, and also here, and this is more like an indigo blue, while in the US Games version this is blue with a bit of violet here. Here, well, it's just a slight hint at purple or lilac. And you can also see, so now it gets tricky. See the difference here? This structure, it looks very light. And here even some dark parts. While in the Golden Box edition, this looks more natural. More the blending of the colors of the paint looks more natural, more artistic, and not so rough in a way. The High Priestess, again, very pale compared to the Golden Thoth version. Yeah. And you even here in the camel, the bottom of the card, you get more natural shading in the camel. Yeah. Here the right one, the US Games one, is, well, white, while the Golden Thoth camel is more like a cream color, a bit more naturalistic. The Empress, not a major difference. Of course, a bit paler. Here the pink is paler. This is a more intense pink. The Emperor. And here you can see they are quite similar in a way. But comparing these two, you see that the Emperor almost looks like there is a yellow filter all over the card. So the red and the orange and the yellow and all is very yellowy. While in this version, the red is more, well, a bit like crimson red, not sure, scarlet red. It's not that yellowy. The Hierophant, very striking difference. And I mentioned that before in previous videos. So here in the US Games version you get almost a brown. Brown with a background that looks almost like black. In the Golden Box Thoth you can see that this is orangey red, almost like a maroon color, and the background is a very deep indigo. So a very striking difference. And honestly, of course, I've never seen the originals in the Warburg Institute, so I'm not sure if this is how the originals look and whoever made some sort of mistake when they reproduced this picture and made it look brown, or if this is the original. But honestly, I have the feeling that this is more like the card should look like and like the original. Yeah, just saying. The Lovers, again, this one is a bit washed out. Chariot, almost the same, but here in the Sphinxes you can see these are much clearer. The details are much clearer and more natural looking. Yeah, beautiful. And the Grail, looks more natural here, the coloration. Justice or adjustment, very similar. The Hermit, also very similar. Sorry for that. So here we go again. But you can see the three-headed dog here. And the left one looks more natural again, and the right one looks, well, he's okay, but you can see the difference, I think. Wheel of Fortune again, the games one being paler, and the left golden one being more intense. The purple is more deep. Lust, the same again, looks washed out and yellowy, while this looks more like amber and more intense. Hanged Man. Here the structure in the back almost gets lost compared to this version. Death, again. Whoops, sorry again. The skeleton washed out a bit. Art, you can clearly see the difference here. Again, this green has a yellowy touch and looks a bit washed out, while this green is more lush and intense, and also the blue in the background. This is lighter blue, while this is a deeper blue. Devil, Tower, like in the Emperor, a yellow touch to the red, intense crimson scarlet red. The Star, not that much of a difference here. And the Moon again, you can clearly see in the Anubis and the Tower here, very washed out in a way compared to the more intense coloration here. The Sun again, much more yellow and washed out, and here it's more orange and amber tones, and also the two children or fairies. They look washed out and pale, and here they look more natural. The Aeon, here the red again and the orange much more intense, and here washed out and yellowy. And the Universe, here you can see in the 4 living creatures in the corners of the cards, this is more of a dull brown, while this brown here looks more vivid, more intense. Yeah. Neither one's the same as before. The red is much more yellow and washed out, while here it's more intense. Queen, Prince, again washed out, intense. The Lion, the same. Washed out lion, washed out fire, intense fire. Princess, the same thing again, very washed out, intense coloration. The Knight, Queen. This is interesting because here the light almost looks yellow, and the green here in the water, the reflection in the water is a very yellowish green, while in this German gold box Thoth, the light is more green and the reflection is more like a grass green. The Prince, the Queen, which is interesting because in the golden box version the background is almost teal with a turquoise touch, which is missing from this version. Knight of Swords, again, if you look at the Knight, very yellowy green. Queen. Again, in the Prince of Swords, the green. The whole complete picture looks like there is a filter of yellow over it. The Princess, again, a very yellow green compared to this green, blue-green. The Knight. This is very interesting. If you look in this corner here, the color is almost completely washed out, while here it is completely filled. Yeah. And again here, very yellowy brown, walnut, hazel brown. The Queen, again totally washed over with yellow. Again here in the Prince, yellow, yellow, yellow. Princess. Yeah. Ace of Wands, the same happening again. The wand and the red in the background, very yellowy. Two of Wands, the pink in the background is more intense in this version. And the wand is clearer almost. Here the faces in the furbas, you can see them more clearly. Yeah. Three of Wands, major difference in coloration. Very washed out and pale, very intense orange. 4, emerald green for Venus, and here a yellowy washed out green. 5, 6, very similar. 7, very purpley background, while in the golden box Thoth the background looks more like a deep indigo. 8, bit more grayish in the golden box version. 9, almost pale blue, and then here we get dark indigo. The 10, again orange, amber, yellow, amber in the background. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, 3, again the difference in the red tone, like here the pomegranates are more like this deeper red, and here it's a bit more yellowy, and even the background here it looks like a pale blue, while here this looks like, whoa, I don't even know how to call this color, a very pale taupe in a way. 4, the pink is more intense. 5, complete background, again here very washed out, and here more intense orange, and here in the bottom you can see it very washed out, and here in the golden box edition not so much. 6, 7, 8, darker, more intense, washed out. 9, totally washed out, intense purple, violet. The 10, again, the difference in red, intense red, yellowy, a bit washed out red. And also here this cups, very yellowy, and here more like a bronze color. Ace of Swords, of course. So the sword is very yellowy compared to this one. 2 of Swords, again, the background being totally yellow, and here not so much. 3, interesting, because here the rose is much more yellow than in the used games version, which looks a bit paler. 4, 5, oh, very similar. 6, very similar again, but here you can see once again, I hope the camera can make you see the difference. So here you get very rough brush strokes almost. Here you can see it. But then in the golden Thoth version, these strokes are more, they feel more natural. They feel more, well, like they might look on the originals. 7. Bit more leaning towards turquoise, and here more of an sky or ice blue. 8 of swords. 9. Warmer again, very pale. 10. Same again, much yellow going on, more of red and orange going on. And here again, very striking difference, I think. Ace of Discs in the US Games version, very, very yellow. And here, not so much. It feels more natural. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2 of Discs, paler, more intense. 3 of Discs, clearer, more intense, paler. 4 of Discs, more yellow. 5, again, more yellow. 6, woo! Too much light, whatever they did to that picture. There was too much light involved, I guess. And here you can even see the pink and the salmon, the colors of Tifareth associated with this card. Yeah. This feels more organic. 7. Yeah. This looks very metallic in a way, while this is deeper. And you can see here, well, you can see it in both versions, to be honest, but the coral or orangey red of Taurus here, you can see that it's more intense in the golden box version. Yeah. 8, again, very much yellow here. 9, oh, very similar. And then 10. Okay, here you might say, okay, this is more intense. This looks a bit pale compared to the other one. Yeah. But by doing so I'm not sure how the originals look like, if the colors are very intense like in this version, if the colors have maybe faded over the years. And I don't even know if this new version, the Golden Box Thoth, if they just photographed the originals and, well, then put them on cards, or if they were tweaked and optimized with Photoshop or whatnot. I'm not sure about that. But what you get with this paler version here from the Golden Box Thoth is the background. It again feels more organic. It doesn't stand out that much, all the coins in the background. They mingle in a more organic, natural way with the complete composition of the card, while in the US Games version, yeah, they just stand out and yeah. So, again here you can see the border inside the border. So the picture was cut out and they tried to make it fit inside of it. And then you get again another border, and all of that is missing. In the German version here, the picture fits seamlessly inside of the border. The border is paler, non-obtrusive, and yeah. Again, the text felt above, round here, and stretched there. So, and there you have it, my comparison of the Golden Box Thoth, the German edition, the only available edition, and the Green Box US Games Thoth. I hope you liked this comparison. Yeah, maybe if you haven't received or purchased a Thoth as of now, you found clarity which one you would like to purchase, or if you already have the very well-known US Games version and are intrigued, yeah, get this gold edition. even though the titles are in German. Well, if you're used to the pictures, that doesn't matter. So feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. I always love to talk to you and get your opinions or experiences with both of the decks. Maybe you agree with my comparison and thinking that this is the superior version, or maybe you disagree. So I'd like to chat with you here in the comments, and as always you can find me on Instagram, Cards.n.Colors there too, and even on Facebook. Have a look and see you soon. Bye.